The fashion world is a fickle beast, with trends coming and going as quickly as an hour passes. But there are some fashion trends that leave us scratching our heads and wondering who even thinks of this stuff. Stay tuned to see which jeans trend is sweeping the internet for all the wrong reasons. Before we look at some questionable fashion trends, be sure to subscribe. Now, let's take a look at 10 weird fashion trends that need to be stopped. Thong jeans. Surprise, surprise, we have another wacky jean trend to showcase, and this one may be the worst offender of them all. You might be living under a rock if you haven't heard of thong jeans, and if you are one of those people, let us catch you up to speed. Thong jeans were introduced by Los Angeles brand Carmar in 2018. They feature an inseam, zipper and fly, waistband and pockets, and that's really about it. The whole jeans part of the pants are simply missing, or cut out if you will. Oh, and don't forget that the back of the jeans feature a thong-like cutout because they are thong jeans after all. Carmar isn't calling them that though because that would be too tacky. Instead, the brand has opted on calling these extreme cutout jean, which isn't nearly as much fun to say, but definitely better for marketing. You can get your hands on a pair of these barely there pants for a meager $168. Or you could do the sensible thing and buy 2 pairs of regular jeans for the same price. If you don't like one pair, you could always cut them up and make your own pair of DIY thong jeans. Anti-luxury bags. Is there anything worse than looking cheap? Yes, spending a lot of money to look cheap. For some reason, the fashion world is obsessed with cheap chic bags, or as they like to call them, anti-luxury bags. It seems like every major fashion label has their version of the plastic shopper bags. You know those bags you get from the grocery store or from ordering takeout food? Well, you might want to hold on to them if you want to rock this trend but don't have the budget. This Thank You Tote by Galerie Mizrahi will set you back $1,500. Sure, it's made from python skin, but it's a dead ringer for its plastic cousin. Then there is 2017's must-have bag, the fake IKEA bag, also known as Balenciaga's Arena creased leather hodl bag. When it hit the men's fashion runway, everyone gasped, as it looked all too familiar. Anyone having shopped at IKEA knows those bright blue bags that usually retail for around $5. Of course, Balenciaga's version boasted a much heftier price tag, $2,145 to be exact. And for some reason, consumers gobbled it right up. They had no qualms dropping loads of cash on a bag that looked like it was made to hold affordable houseware. Dad sneakers. Who remembers those clunky tennis shoes from the early 2000s? If you were a huge fan, then you are in luck. The clunky sports shoe look is back, and they are bigger than ever. No, really, they are really large and really strange. It seems like fashionistas across the globe can't get enough of these over-the-top ugly shoes. Not to mention that the chunkier and uglier, the better. Some people are calling them dad shoes, but all we can think of calling them are bad shoes. Okay, sorry for the pun, but seriously, they are just horrendous. That doesn't seem to bother the plethora of celebrities who have rocked this trend though. Just take a look at Kendall Jenner, Rita Ora, and Kim Kardashian all sporting dad shoes. Even major fashion labels are getting in on the action. Luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga dropped their version of dad shoes, and the fashion world went mad for them. We just aren't seeing it. From the wacky colors to them being just plain eyesores, this is a trend we hope will die out fast. Considering how crazy the internet is going for them, we don't see that happening anytime soon. Designer Crocs. We hate to be the bearers of bad news, but it's looking like Crocs are making a comeback. And not only that, but the fashion world is actually welcoming them back with open arms. Everyone remembers the 2000s fashion trend of tacky footwear called Crocs, right? They looked like they were made for gardening or for use in old folks' homes. They certainly weren't showing up on any fashion runways. Well, it seems like everything has changed and they've become totally acceptable, but we just can't get behind this fashion trend. Maybe it's because we are still scarred from the mental picture they left with us back in the day, or perhaps it's because these shoes are genuinely unappealing. Either way, you can count on us to stay far away from these new designer Crocs. But if this is something you're into, you should check out the collaboration between Christopher Kane and Crocs. Or if you want something even more stylish, try out these pink Balenciaga platform Crocs. One thing is certain, you'll be dropping a whole lot more cash than you would for your basic pair of shoes. So not only will you look utterly ridiculous, but you'll also be broke. Sock shoes. Sometimes the fashion industry comes up with amazing designs that make our lives easier, like when they combined pants and tops to make overalls. But there is one combination that has become a huge hit, and we just don't know why. Sock shoes. You've probably seen them. The most popular sock shoe is the sock boot. They were a huge trend for fall 2017, and they don't seem to be going anywhere soon. Shockingly, sock boots aren't actually the biggest offender in this wacky trend though. Apparently, designers wanted to take it to a whole new level by making sock sneakers. Yes, because putting your socks on before you work out would be asking way too much of you. If you just can't be bothered, you can get yourself a pair of sock sneakers from Adidas and Stella McCartney. They may set you back over $200, but at least you'll look really cool, right? Not really. You'll look silly, and you won't have any money left to buy real socks and shoes. According to people who love this trend, the slip-on sneakers are really comfortable, which isn't a shock because aren't all sneakers comfortable? Honestly, the more we look at these sock sneakers, the more we loathe this trend. Lady part pants. Don't get us wrong, we are all about girl power and expressing yourself any way you want to, but there are some lines that should never be crossed. Sadly, it seems like singer Janelle Monáe didn't get the memo. Well, maybe she did and she just didn't care. She's known for pushing the boundaries after all, and did she ever with her Pink video. In the video, the singer had some pretty memorable fashion choices, but they all fell flat when compared to her over-the-top pink pants. If you take a look at these flared pants, you may notice they look a little familiar. Maybe that's because they are paying homage to a specific part of the female anatomy. Yeah, there is no subtlety in that, is there? Thankfully, this trend hasn't exactly caught fire and made it to the streets yet. It's only a matter of time before it does, and we would just like to make the effort to stop it before it can. So if you are watching this, please say no to this bizarre fashion trend. Not only is it tacky, but we can probably all agree it's a little bit too much for everyday wear. Bra over shirt. This next trend has been around for a while. That means we have the 90s to thank for making this next look acceptable. Back in the 90s, it was considered cool to wear a tank top shirt over a regular t-shirt, and let's face it, this look is still pretty cool. But it seems like another trend has evolved from this one, and we can't say it's nearly as appealing. The bra over the shirt look has been popping up here and there over the past decade, and it just doesn't seem to be sticking. We can probably guess why. It's because it doesn't look good. What's that old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Well, we can tell you, wearing your underwear under your clothing isn't a broken idea, so there is no need to fix it. That hasn't kept fashionistas from trying though. We don't know how or when this trend started, but it seems like back in 2007, designers began playing with underwear as outerwear. We get it. Things can get boring after a while, but this isn't the answer. Can we all just keep our bras inside our shirts like they were intended to do? Shower robes as dresses. We are all about comfort when it comes to fashion, but it seems like some trends are taking it a little too far. Remember when the fashion world was trying to convince us that pajamas could pass for streetwear? Well, that trend slowly faded and it paved way for something even more ridiculous. Shower robes as dresses. Yes, you heard us correctly. Celebrities and fashionistas alike are prancing around town in their bathrobes, and for some reason, no one seems to see the problem. The trend started on the fashion runways in September 2017. That's when Vaquera debuted their bathrobe gown that featured a train and bubble hem. We have to admit, it does look really comfortable, but there is just something off about this look. It screams, I'm too lazy to care what I look like. We could understand if you didn't want to put a whole outfit together to run errands, but wearing a shower robe in public, it just doesn't seem natural. It's even crazier when the trend shows up on the red carpet. No one will forget when Rita Ora walked the MTV Europe Music Awards red carpet wearing a robe and towel on her head. It definitely made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Triple waistband jeans. What is the deal with the fashion world trying to make jeans so complicated? We've already seen clear jeans, and after this trend, we have yet another weird jean trend to talk about. This is another example of people trying to fix something that isn't broke. Jeans are a fashion staple in everyone's closet. They are quick and easy and can be dressed up or dressed down. They are so versatile that even royals don't mind rocking a pair of well-tailored jeans. So why on earth would anyone want to mess with their tried and true design? Well, we may not have the answer to that question, but we do have have some pictures of what the fashion industry has come up with now. Cue the triple waistband jeans. Online retailer ASOS introduced these weirdly designed jeans in early 2018. They were the jeans that no one asked for, yet they still showed up anyway. This trend makes it look like you weren't sure which pants to wear today, so you just put them all on. Not only that, but they don't even help define your actual waist. This is another bizarre jean trend that we are staying well away from. Clear jeans. If you've paid any attention to fashion trends lately, you may have noticed that plastic is the new denim. No, really, we're serious. Back in the spring of 2017, retailer Topshop introduced a new kind of jeans. And let's just say, it was the trend that no one asked for. Remember the whole clear boot trend and how ridiculous and messy it was? Well, apparently Topshop thought it was a good idea to make an entire pair of jeans similar to the plastic boots. Clear jeans not only promise to expose a little too much, but we can just imagine how steamy these pants get. Not in a good way either. One of the main complaints of plastic boots is how they got steamy and looked tacky. So why on earth would someone want to take it a step further with clear pants? This is one trend that had the internet scratching their heads, but thankfully it didn't seem to take off. Maybe everyone learned their lesson. But then again, there were those clear panel mom jeans. Those were for the people who wanted to rock the clear jeans trend but couldn't commit to a full pair of pants made from plastic. Which weird fashion trend do you think needs to be stopped? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe